What if everything you think you know about reality is just the surface of something far more extraordinary? Close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel it? That subtle hum beneath everything, your heartbeat, the rustle of leaves, even the silence between your thoughts. Ancient mystics called this the cosmic pulse, and one man decoded its deepest secrets. His name was Pythagoras, but forget everything school taught you about triangles and math formulas. This man was something else entirely, part scientist, part prophet, part cosmic detective. While others saw numbers, he heard music. While others saw shapes, he witnessed the very architecture of divine creation. But here's what they don't want you to know. His most powerful discoveries were buried, hidden away in mystery schools where only the worthy could learn the truth. Why? Because Pythagoras discovered that sound doesn't just make music, it creates reality itself. That geometry isn't just about shapes, it's the language God uses to build worlds. Think about it. When you're truly happy, don't you feel like you're vibrating at a higher frequency? That's not just a metaphor. You literally are. Pythagoras proved that everything in existence, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is dancing to the same cosmic rhythm. Are you ready to tune into that frequency? Chapter 1: Awakening Through Vibration. As you listen to my voice, something incredible is happening inside you. Your cells are vibrating at 528 hertz, the exact same frequency ancient healers called the love frequency. Can you feel it? That gentle buzz in your chest isn't imagination. It's your body remembering something science forgot. What if I told you that every breath you take creates a musical note? That your DNA actually spirals in perfect mathematical harmony? That when you're deeply in love, your heart literally synchronizes with frequencies that Pythagoras mapped over 2,500 years ago? Here's the mind blowing truth: you've never been broken. Not once. Not ever. When life feels chaotic, when everything seems to fall apart, you're not experiencing destruction, you're experiencing recalibration. Just like a piano being tuned, sometimes the notes have to sound off key before they find their perfect pitch. Pythagoras discovered this cosmic law when he noticed that even shattered glass creates perfect geometric patterns when sound waves pass through it. Think about your worst day. Now think about how it led you somewhere unexpected, somewhere that changed you. That wasn't coincidence. That was the universe composing your personal symphony, note by note, experience by experience. Scientists today are finally catching up to what Pythagoras knew. Water changes its molecular structure when exposed to different sounds. Since your body is 70% water, imagine what happens when you speak kindly to yourself, when you laugh, when you cry tears of joy. You're literally reshaping your reality from the inside out. But here's where it gets personal. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt someone's vibe? That's not mystical nonsense. That's quantum physics. Every human heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends 8 feet beyond your body. You're constantly broadcasting your inner song to everyone around you. The ancient mystery schools taught this. You don't just have a frequency, you are a frequency. And just like tuning forks, when you align with love, truth, and beauty, you automatically help others find their harmony too. So, what song are you singing today? What vibration are you adding to the cosmic orchestra? Because whether you realize it or not, The universe is listening, responding, and dancing to every note you create. Your awakening isn't coming tomorrow. It's happening right now, with every heartbeat, every breath, every moment you choose to remember who you really are. Chapter 2: The Hidden Legacy of Pythagoras. Picture this: a young man stands at the edge of the Mediterranean, watching waves crash against ancient stones. It's 540 BC. His name is Pythagoras, and he's about to disappear for 25 years. Where did he go? What did he discover that was so dangerous, so revolutionary, that history tried to erase it? Here's what they don't teach you in school. While you were memorizing that triangle formula, you missed the real story. Pythagoras wasn't just some math nerd. He was a spiritual rebel who cracked the code of reality itself. Imagine being so hungry for truth that you'd walk across burning deserts to find it. That's exactly what Pythagoras did. He journeyed deep into Egypt, where priests guarded secrets older than the pyramids. He sat with Babylonian mystics who could predict eclipses and read the stars like ancient newspapers. Some say he even traveled to India, learning meditation techniques that could stop his heart at will. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. Everywhere he went, he discovered the same truth. The Egyptians called it Mahat, divine order. The Babylonians knew it as cosmic harmony. The Indians recognized it as Om, the sound of creation itself. Different words, same reality. Everything in existence is vibrating music. Think about your favorite song. Why does it move you? Because your soul recognizes something it already knows. Pythagoras proved that your heartbeat, your brain waves, even your DNA, they're all following the same mathematical rhythms that govern planets, seasons, and the spiral of galaxies. When he finally returned to Greece, something incredible happened. People were terrified of what he'd learned. Why? Because his teachings could shatter every lie they'd been told about power, about separation, about being small and powerless. So he did something brilliant. He created a secret school where only the most devoted truth seekers could enter. For 5 years, 5 entire years, new students couldn't even speak. They just listened, watched, and purified their hearts. Because Pythagoras knew something we've forgotten. Wisdom isn't information you collect. It's remembering who you've always been. His students weren't called mathematicians. They were called mathematikoi, meaning those who study the sacred patterns. They discovered that numbers weren't just symbols on paper. They were living forces that shaped reality. The number 3 created triangles, but it also governed birth, life, and death. 7 wasn't just a digit, it was the frequency of healing, the rhythm of chakras, the pattern of rainbow colors. And here's the most beautiful part. Pythagoras taught that you don't just study these patterns, you are these patterns. Every time your heart skips a beat from joy, every time you feel that chill during a sunset, every time you know something without knowing how you know it, that's your soul remembering its cosmic song. What if everything that feels magical about life isn't magic at all, but mathematics so beautiful it takes your breath away? Chapter 3: Numbers, Harmony, and the Language of the Divine. Have you ever wondered why certain numbers make you feel something deep inside? Why 7 feels lucky? Why 3 feels complete? Why 13 sends shivers down your spine? What if I told you these aren't superstitions? They're your soul recognizing ancient truths that Pythagoras decoded thousands of years ago. Close your eyes and think of the number one. Feel it. It's not just a symbol on paper, it's the heartbeat of existence itself. One breath, one love, one consciousness, experiencing itself through billions of eyes. Pythagoras discovered that one isn't a number at all. It's the source from which all reality springs. Now feel two. Notice how it immediately creates tension. Two opposing forces pulling apart, yet needing each other to exist. Day needs night. Joy needs sorrow. Your inhale needs your exhale. Without two, there would be no dance, no growth, no story worth telling. But here's where it gets magical. When one and two come together, they create three. And suddenly, everything changes. Three is the miracle number. It's why triangles are the strongest shape in architecture. It's why stories have beginning, middle, and end. It's why you exist, mother, father, child. Three creates stability from chaos. Watch a baby's face light up when they hear music for the first time. They're not learning something new. They're remembering something ancient. Because Pythagoras discovered that music isn't just sound waves hitting your eardrums. It's the universe speaking its native language directly to your soul. Every morning, your heart beats roughly 100,000 times in perfect rhythm. That's not random. That's your personal contribution to the cosmic symphony. When you're stressed, your heart beats irregularly. When you're in love, it synchronizes with mathematical precision. Pythagoras proved that this isn't poetic metaphor, it's measurable science. Here's something that'll change how you hear music forever. When you listen to a beautiful song, your brain releases the exact same chemicals that flood your system during spiritual experiences. That chill you feel during your favorite chorus, that's your nervous system recognizing mathematical perfection. That's your body remembering that you're made of music. Ancient healers knew this. They used specific musical frequencies to cure depression, heal broken bones, and even treat infertility. Modern hospitals are finally catching up. They're using sound therapy to speed healing and reduce pain. What took us centuries to rediscover, Pythagoras taught to his students as fundamental truth. So the next time you find yourself humming along to a song, remember, you're not just making noise. You're speaking the language that created stars, that grows flowers, that beats inside your chest this very moment. You're fluent in the divine tongue. You always have been. Chapter 4: The Science of Sound and the Soul. What happened next will send chills down your spine. Pythagoras didn't just discover these cosmic truths, he weaponized them, but not in the way you'd expect. Picture this. Every dawn, his students would gather in a sacred circle. They didn't start with breakfast or small talk. They began with something far more powerful. They tuned their souls. Using specific musical scales that Pythagoras had unlocked from ancient temples, they would chant in frequencies that literally rewired their consciousness. Here's the part that'll blow your mind. Modern neuroscience proves they were onto something massive. When you chant or sing in certain frequencies, your brain produces gamma waves, the same brain waves found in advanced meditators and people experiencing profound spiritual breakthroughs. These students were essentially hacking their own enlightenment. But why the secrecy? Why hide knowledge that could heal the world? Because power-hungry leaders knew exactly what Pythagoras was teaching. Imagine if everyone realized they could transform their reality through sound, through understanding their own vibrational signature. Imagine if people understood They weren't powerless victims, but conscious creators of their experience. Governments would crumble, religious authorities would panic, the entire system of control would collapse overnight. So they did what threatened powers always do. They tried to destroy him. Mobs burned down his schools. His followers were scattered, many were killed. The jealous and fearful masses couldn't handle the truth that they were divine beings playing small. But here's what they couldn't destroy. The knowledge lived in the hearts of his students. Even when buildings burned, even when manuscripts turned to ash, the frequencies remained. They passed from teacher to student through whispered melodies, through sacred geometries drawn in sand, through the rhythm of their very breath. And that's why you're here right now, listening to these words, because somewhere in your bloodline, someone carried this flame. Someone refused to let the music die. Chapter 5. The Music of the Spheres. Stop everything you're doing right now. Put your hand on your chest and feel your heartbeat. Can you hear it? That rhythmic thump isn't just blood pumping. It's your personal contribution to the greatest orchestra that has ever existed, and you've been playing in it your entire life without even knowing. What I'm about to tell you will change how you experience every sunset, every rainstorm, every moment of silence for the rest of your life. Right now, as you sit there listening to my voice, Jupiter is humming at 183.58 hertz. Saturn is vibrating at a deep, resonant 147.85 hertz. The earth beneath your feet is singing at 194.18 hertz, a note so close to G that musicians have tuned their instruments to match our planet's frequency for centuries. This isn't poetic metaphor. This is NASA-verified, scientifically measured fact. But here's what'll absolutely blow your mind. You can't hear this cosmic symphony not because it doesn't exist, but because it's been playing since the moment you took your first breath. It's like trying to notice the hum of electricity in your house. It's so constant, so fundamental to your existence, that your brain filters it out. Pythagoras discovered something that modern science is just beginning to understand. Everything in the universe is vibrating. Your coffee cup is humming. Your clothes are singing. The chair you're sitting in is pulsing with microscopic rhythms. You exist inside an infinite concert hall where every atom is a musician, every molecule a melody. Think about the last time you heard a song that gave you goosebumps. Why did that happen? Because somewhere deep in your cellular memory, your body recognized its cosmic home frequency. You weren't just hearing music. You were remembering what it feels like to be in perfect harmony with the universe. Here's where it gets personal and a little scary. If everything is vibration, then your thoughts are vibrations too. Your emotions are frequencies. Your health is a harmony or discord of countless internal rhythms. When you're depressed, you're literally vibrating at a lower frequency. When you're in love, your entire being resonates at higher pitches. Ancient healers knew this. They didn't just prescribe herbs, they prescribed sounds, specific frequencies to repair broken bones, different tones to heal heartbreak, sacred chants to cure madness. Today's doctors are finally catching up. Hospitals use ultrasound to see inside your body, but they're starting to use sound waves to actually heal tissue, break up kidney stones, and treat cancer. But Pythagoras went deeper. He realized that if you could learn to consciously tune yourself to the cosmic frequencies, you could literally reprogram your reality. His students practice something that sounds impossible. They learn to hear the music of the planets, not metaphorically, actually hear it. How? They spent years purifying their awareness, quieting the mental noise that drowns out the subtle cosmic harmonies. They discovered that when your mind becomes perfectly still, when your heart beats in perfect rhythm, when your breath flows like a gentle tide, something magical happens. The cosmic background music becomes audible. And once you can hear it, once you can feel those planetary rhythms pulsing through your bloodstream, everything changes. You stop feeling separate from the universe. You realize you are the universe, experiencing itself through human senses. This is why Pythagoras was so dangerous to the powers of his time. Imagine if everyone realized they were walking musical instruments capable of tuning themselves to frequencies of health, abundance, and joy. Imagine if people understood they could literally change their life circumstances by changing their personal vibration. The rulers, the priests, the controllers, they couldn't allow this knowledge to spread, so they branded it heretical, destroyed his schools, scattered his followers. But they made one crucial mistake. You can't kill a frequency. You can't burn down a vibration. The music lived on, passed from heart to heart, soul to soul, through whispered teachings and secret ceremonies. And now, thousands of years later, you're remembering. Every time you feel moved by music, every time you sense something magical in a sunset, every time you feel connected to something bigger than yourself, that's your soul recognizing its cosmic birthright. The question isn't whether you can hear the music of the spheres. The question is, are you ready to remember that you are the music of the spheres? Chapter 6: Vibrational Healing in the Human Body. What if I told you that the next time you get sick, instead of reaching for a pill bottle, you could heal yourself with a single sound? What if your body was designed with its own internal pharmacy, activated not by chemicals, but by vibrations that cost nothing and have no side effects? This isn't wishful thinking. This is the most suppressed medical secret in human history. Right now, as you listen to my voice, something incredible is happening inside your chest. Your heart isn't just pumping blood, it's broadcasting an electromagnetic signal that extends 3 feet beyond your body. That signal changes based on your emotions, your thoughts, even the music you're listening to. When you're happy, it broadcasts in smooth, coherent waves. When you're stressed, it becomes chaotic and erratic. But here's what'll completely blow your mind. Other people's hearts can detect and synchronize with your heart's electromagnetic field. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is documented by the HeartMath Institute using sophisticated scientific equipment. You're literally sharing your emotional frequency with everyone around you, constantly. Pythagoras figured this out 2,500 years ago without any machines. He realized that if you could consciously control your heart's frequency, you could not only heal yourself, but actually heal others just by being near them. Let me paint you a picture that will haunt you in the most beautiful way. Imagine walking into one of Pythagoras's healing temples at dawn. The walls aren't just decorated, they're mathematically designed acoustic chambers that amplify specific healing frequencies. As you lie on a stone bed, carved to precise geometric proportions, a healer approaches with an ancient lyre. But this isn't just any music. Each note has been calculated to match the frequency of your diseased organ. If your liver is struggling, they play 317.83 hertz. If your heart needs healing, it's 341.3 hertz. If your mind is clouded with depression, they use 396 hertz, a frequency modern science now knows releases fear and guilt at a cellular level. As these sounds wash over you, something miraculous happens. Your cells begin to vibrate in harmony. Your immune system strengthens. Your DNA literally changes its expression. Pain dissolves, not because it's been masked, but because the discordant frequencies causing it have been tuned back into harmony. Sound impossible? Tell that to cancer patients at MD Anderson Cancer Center, where oncologists now use targeted ultrasound frequencies to destroy tumors without surgery. Tell that to stroke victims whose paralyzed limbs are being restored using sound wave therapy. Tell that to the thousands of people healing trauma, depression, and chronic pain in modern sound baths that use the exact same principles Pythagoras taught. But here's where it gets personal, and maybe a little uncomfortable. Every word you speak creates ripples of vibration through your body. When you complain, when you criticize, when you speak words of fear or anger, you're literally poisoning your own cells with toxic frequencies. When you laugh, when you express gratitude, when you speak words of love, you're bathing every organ in healing vibrations. Your voice isn't just communication, it's medicine, and you've been your own doctor your entire life without knowing it. Think about the last time you hummed your favorite song. Did you notice how your whole body relaxed? That's because humming creates nitric oxide in your sinuses, which boosts immunity and reduces inflammation. It also stimulates the vagus nerve, which activates your body's natural healing response. Ancient monks knew this. That's why they spent hours chanting, not just for spiritual reasons, but because it kept them healthy and mentally clear. Here's something that'll change how you breathe forever. Your respiratory system is a biological wind instrument. When you breathe deeply and consciously, you're literally playing your body like a flute. Each inhale and exhale creates pressure waves that massage your organs, circulate lymphatic fluid, and activate healing responses that modern medicine is only beginning to understand. Pythagoras taught his students to breathe in specific rhythms that matched cosmic frequencies. They would inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8, a pattern that modern research shows activates the parasympathetic nervous system and promotes deep healing. They weren't just breathing, they were conducting their own internal symphony. But the most powerful healing happened at night. While his students slept, specially trained musicians would play frequencies designed to influence their dreams. Because Pythagoras understood something we've forgotten, healing doesn't stop when you lose consciousness. In fact, some of the deepest repair happens when your conscious mind gets out of the way. Modern sleep labs are finally proving him right. They've discovered that certain sound frequencies can increase deep sleep by 60%, boost human growth hormone production, and accelerate tissue repair. What Pythagoras called dream healing, we now call sound-assisted sleep therapy. The most heartbreaking part of this story isn't that this knowledge was suppressed. It's that you've been carrying this healing technology inside you all along. Every time you've instinctively hummed when you felt sad, every time you found comfort in music during difficult times, Every time you felt peace in moments of silence, you were accessing the same vibrational pharmacy that Pythagoras taught. Your body isn't just a machine that breaks down and needs fixing. It's a living symphony that knows how to tune itself back to health. Every cell is a musician. Every organ is an instrument. Every breath is a conductor's baton, guiding the orchestra of your being. The question isn't whether vibrational healing works. It's whether you're ready to remember that you are the healing. You're not just carrying a body through life. You're conducting a miraculous biological symphony that responds to every sound, every emotion, every conscious choice you make. So, what song will you sing today? What frequency will you choose to broadcast? Because whether you realize it or not, you're already healing or harming yourself with every vibration you create. The pharmacy was never external, it was always you. Chapter 7: Sacred Geometry and the Divine Blueprint. What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you're surrounded by an invisible symphony, a cosmic orchestra that's been playing the same perfect song for billions of years, and you've been deaf to it your entire life? This isn't some mystical fantasy. This is the shocking truth that Pythagoras discovered 2,500 years ago. A truth so dangerous, so revolutionary, that it was buried, hidden, forbidden from the masses. Because once you hear this music, once you understand what's really happening around you, nothing will ever be the same. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel it? That subtle vibration in your chest? That's not your heartbeat. That's the universe itself, pulsing through you, singing through every atom of your being. You see, Pythagoras didn't just discover mathematics. He uncovered the secret language of creation itself. Think about this. When you pluck a guitar string, it doesn't just make sound, it creates ripples in the very fabric of reality. Those vibrations travel through air, through walls, through your body, changing the molecular structure of everything they touch. Now imagine if the entire universe was one massive, perfectly tuned instrument. What kind of music would it make? Pythagoras found the answer, and it terrified the ancient world. Here's what they didn't want you to know. Every shape around you, every pattern you see, every structure in nature, they're all singing. The spiral of your DNA, it's humming at a specific frequency. The hexagonal cells in a beehive, they're resonating in perfect harmony. The golden ratio that appears in sunflowers, in seashells, in the proportions of your own face. It's not just mathematics, it's music made visible. But why was this knowledge forbidden? Why did Pythagoras make his students swear blood oaths of secrecy? Because he discovered something that would shake the foundations of power itself. Reality is not fixed. It can be changed. It can be tuned. You've heard of the placebo effect, right? Doctors give patients sugar pills and somehow, impossibly, people heal. Why? Because consciousness itself is a vibration. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very soul, they're all frequencies broadcasting into the quantum field. And just like a tuning fork can make another tuning fork vibrate across a room, your consciousness can reshape the world around you. The ancient Greeks knew this. They built their temples using specific mathematical ratios, not for beauty, but for power. The Parthenon in Athens, it's not just architecture, it's a massive tuning fork designed to amplify human consciousness. Stand inside it, and your brain waves naturally align with sacred frequencies that have been known to induce healing, inspiration, even prophetic visions. The Gothic cathedrals of Europe? Same principle. Those soaring arches, those precise proportions, they create acoustic chambers that literally elevate the human spirit. Scientists have measured it. When people pray or meditate in these spaces, their brain activity shifts into states associated with expanded consciousness, accelerated healing, and enhanced intuition. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Pythagoras taught that your body is a living temple, constructed according to the same sacred proportions. Your heart beats in rhythm with the Earth's magnetic field, approximately 8 beats per second, which is identical to the planet's resonant frequency. Your brain produces alpha waves that sync with the rotation of the Earth. You're not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos, singing its song through flesh and bone. So, what happens when you fall out of tune? Disease, depression, chaos. Modern science has discovered that cancer cells vibrate at chaotic frequencies, while healthy cells maintain perfect harmonic patterns. Anxiety creates discordant brainwaves. Stress literally creates noise in your nervous system, drowning out the subtle music of well being. But what if you could retune yourself? What if you could remember the original song? This is where Pythagoras' forbidden teachings become practical magic. Every word you speak carries a vibrational signature. Every thought you think broadcasts a frequency into the quantum field. When you complain, when you gossip, when you focus on what's wrong, you're literally poisoning the harmonic structure of your life. But when you speak with gratitude, when you think with love, when you align your consciousness with beauty and truth, you become a tuning fork for miracles. Ancient mystery schools knew this. They trained students for years in the art of sacred sound. The Hebrew word abracadabra, it's not some silly magic word. It's a precise vibrational formula that, when pronounced correctly, creates specific changes in consciousness. The Sanskrit mantras of India, they're sonic keys designed to unlock dormant potentials in the human nervous system. Even your name carries power. Pythagoras taught that the sounds of your name create a vibrational pattern that influences your entire life path. Change how you think about your name, change how you pronounce it, and you literally reshape your destiny. Indigenous cultures worldwide have always known this. That's why shamans give people new names during healing ceremonies. But perhaps the most shocking discovery of all is this: silence is not empty. When you stop talking, stop thinking, stop the constant chatter of the mind, you don't find nothingness, you find everything. In deep silence, sensitive individuals can actually hear what mystics call the music of the spheres, the actual sound of planets moving through space, of galaxies spinning, of the universe expanding. NASA has recorded these sounds. Jupiter sounds like a massive choir. Saturn creates haunting melodies. The Earth itself hums, a deep, resonant tone that can induce profound states of peace and healing. You can find these recordings online. Listen to them with headphones, and you'll understand why ancient astronomers called space the singing void. This brings us to the most practical application of all: your daily life as a vibrational experiment. Every morning, you wake up with the power to choose what frequency you'll broadcast into the world. Will you tune into fear, anxiety, and scarcity? Or will you align with love, gratitude, and abundance? The choice creates your reality. Modern quantum physics has proven what Pythagoras taught millennia ago. Consciousness collapses possibility into actuality. Your observation, your attention, your emotional state. They don't just witness reality, they create it. Consider this: when you're truly happy, when you're in love, when you're flowing in your life's purpose, don't you notice that everything seems to work out? Traffic flows smoothly, you meet the right people, opportunities appear from nowhere. This isn't coincidence, it's resonance. You're broadcasting a frequency that attracts experiences vibrating at the same level. The opposite is equally true. When you're stuck in negativity, when you're convinced life is against you, when you focus obsessively on problems, reality mirrors that frequency back to you with mathematical precision. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So, how do you change what you are? How do you retune the instrument of your consciousness? Pythagoras taught his students to begin each day by listening, not with their ears, but with their entire being, to feel the vibration of their own heartbeat, to sense the subtle hum of life energy moving through their body, to become aware of the eternal song that's always playing just beneath the surface of normal awareness. Then, to add their voice to that song consciously, deliberately, beautifully, to speak only words that elevate, to think only thoughts that heal, to feel only emotions that create harmony rather than discord. This isn't about being artificially positive or denying real problems. It's about understanding that you are a conscious instrument in the cosmic orchestra, and that the quality of music you create ripples out to affect everything and everyone around you. The trees in the forest communicate through vibrational networks beneath the ground. The cells in your body coordinate their activities through subtle electromagnetic fields. The very atoms that make up your physical form are constantly singing. Yes, literally singing, at frequencies so high they're beyond normal human perception. You live in a universe of infinite music, infinite creativity, infinite possibility. And you, right now, in this moment, have the power to consciously participate in that cosmic symphony. The question is, what song will you choose to sing? What frequency will you add to the eternal composition of existence? Will you be a discordant note, adding to the world's noise and chaos? Or will you remember your true nature as a divine instrument, perfectly crafted to create beauty, healing, and wonder? The choice is yours. The music is waiting. And somewhere in the vast symphony of creation, there's a note that only you can play, a frequency that only you can add to the cosmic song. The time has come to remember who you really are, to tune back into the forbidden frequency of your own magnificent soul, to join the eternal music that has been calling your name since the moment you were born. Listen closely. Can you hear it now? That's not just sound. That's the voice of infinity itself, singing you back home to the truth of what you've always been. A living note in the symphony of creation, perfectly tuned, infinitely powerful, and absolutely essential to the harmony of all that is. The forbidden teachings of Pythagoras aren't ancient history, they're your birthright, your destiny, your path back to the magic that's always been vibrating at the core of your being. The question is, are you ready to listen? Are you ready to remember? Are you ready to sing? Chapter 8, the final message. Do you feel that? That electric tingling in your spine right now? That's not coincidence. That's recognition. Your soul remembering what it's always known, but forgot. Scientists have proven that when we encounter profound truth, our bodies release the same neurochemicals as falling in love. You're literally falling in love with your own forgotten power right now. Here's the final secret they tried to bury. You were never broken. You were never separate. You were never small. You are the universe experiencing itself through human eyes. Every breath you take is the cosmos breathing through you. Every heartbeat is creation's drumbeat, pulsing in your chest. Can you feel it? That rhythm that connects you to every star, every ocean wave, every blooming flower. That's not poetry. That's physics. That's the forbidden frequency of your infinite self, finally awakening.